All right, everyone. Assalamu alaikum and greeting of peace to everyone. A warm welcome to all of you who are joining us online from all around the world for the special virtual launch of the SGIE, the State of the Global Islamic Economy Report 2024-2025. Before we dive in, I want to let you know that while we've gathered here online, there's also a live on-ground event happening right now in Jakarta, Indonesia, where the launch is also taking place. Let's take a few moments and see what's happening on the ground where the event has officially started with the prayer, and we'll have some key representatives giving their opening remarks. So let's give you a glimpse of what's happening on the ground.
Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please allow us in order to extend our profound gratitude and our Indonesian hospitality by presenting you with a very special welcoming performance by the very talented Mia Ismi and Haikal Baron Afi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, yang terhormat Profesor Kiai Haji Ma'ruf Amin. Yang kami hormati Menteri Bappenas, Profesor Rahmat Pambudi. Yang kami hormati Menteri Agama, Profesor Nasruddin Umar. Dan Chairman IHLC, Bapak Sabta Nirwandar. Tentunya juga para tamu hadirin yang lainnya. Inilah persembahan dari kami berdua.
All right, while we're having great performances happening on the ground, let's give you a glimpse of the report. I'm sure most of you are excited for the launch of this year's report. For those of you who are unaware of what the report is about, and even for everyone else, it's my honor to have our CEO and managing partner, Mr. Rafiuddin Shiko, to give a quick speech on what the report is about and how important it is to us. So let me show you a short video from our CEO.
Assalamu alaikum, peace and greetings to all attending this report launch. For the past 10 years, the State of the Global Islamic Economy report has enabled investors, entrepreneurs, and government agencies to navigate opportunities in this multi-trillion-dollar ethical economy. Alhamdulillah, we are humbled and feel immense responsibility to continue bringing fact-based insights and foresights for all. For this 11th edition, I'm grateful to our team of over 40 analysts and expert advisors who have worked very hard for the last 6 months to present these findings. Watching this space grow for over 10 years, it's incredible to see the progress. A new generation of young entrepreneurs, from Yemeni coffee chains and local branded beverages like Salam Cola, halal lifestyle and values market focused brands are going mainstream globally. Also, national level priorities from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Indonesia, Turkey, Nigeria, and many others are all in high gear. We look forward to this report being a continuing resource for your strategy and planning, and do let us know your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rafiuddin, for that. And I'm so glad and excited to tell you that the report is on Salam Gateway. Here's the link. While we're speaking and going through the findings, the insights, please grab your free copy from salamgateway.com slash special coverage slash SGI 24, or there's a QR code for you. And also just quick reminder for you all is that you have the Q&A bar. So please feel free to give your questions there and we'll take them during our session. All right. So We'll be returning to the live streaming in Jakarta shortly to hear some of the keynotes from the key members there. We have high officials, ministers who are joining us. Just to mention a few, we have the Minister of National Development and Planning, the head of Bapinas, Professor Dr. Rahmat Pambudi. We have remarks from the Minister of Religious Affairs of Indonesia, Professor Dr. Nasaruddin Omar. We have keynote speech from the Indonesian Vice President, Professor Dr. Kai Maruf Amin, and a lot other key representatives who are going to honor our launch today. So stay tuned. We will take you back to the on-ground happenings. So yeah, I hope you have, in the meanwhile, you've gone through the videos, sorry, the report. Let me also show you while we're waiting
Think
for.
everybody enjoy with the songs,
Oh,
right?
I
We
see.
started
So
unusual moment with
yeah,
the
we have
song.
Pak Sapta,
The song is a very
the
famous
CEO
one.
of IHLC
Mahir Zain.
present. So let's
I
take you
would
on ground.
like to invite it Abah, okay, Bapak Rahmat, the original one, Mahir Zain. Only just IHLC is not affordable, but yeah, it's also better than Mahir Zain and also his husband, her husband. Name is Haikal. Haikal is not from Reem, not from Jeddah. This is from Batak, Batak Texas. Pak Mulia Siregar is Excellencies Vice President Maruf Amin, and of course Minister of Bapenas, Minister of Planification in Bapenas, Pak Nasruddin, Minister of Religious, Reem El Shafaki. Thank you for joining this event, flying all the way from Dallas to Jakarta. Only just 27 hours, right? Thank you. Bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu sekalian, DinarStandard is a global consultant, head office in Dubai, but many of branches in Chicago, in Australia, in other countries. Excellencies, Ambassador, thank you so much for joining. Ambassador from OIC countries. Thank you also for my beloved friends from Dewan Pakar Masyarakat Ekonomi Syariah. Tepuk tangan buat Dewan Pakar. Pak Jenderal Bahar, Duta Besar, ada Pak Aris Mufti, ada Pak Minja Siregar, ada Aman, ada Pak Faisal, ada yang Pak Susah ditandain Pak Adi Warman yang rambutnya putih. And also is a friend from consultant Pak Hermawan Kerjaya, He's a Catholic but employee special for the NU. And I think I would like also to salute for the KNKS, Pak Putu, and also from IAE, and also friend from Tumogil, from many of friends from mine, and also from Parekrab, also from Pariwisata, Bu Yayu, and other ones. Yeah. Okay, and also Pak Wakil Menteri, Pak Rusman. There's many Wakil Menteri, Pak Lukita, and of course, I would like also to salutation for Pak Rektor IPB, Pak. Yeah. Now he's not rector anymore today. It's me, representing it's me. Yeah. First of all, I think I would like to thank really from my bottom heart all of you to joining this event, this very important event. There's two kind. First is global launching. This is the first time it's global launching in Indonesia. We did many launching, Pak Rahmat, in Indonesia, Indonesian launching for the SGIE. Pak Adi Rahman, SGIE ya, SGIE, SGIE. You remember when this campaign, Vice President, and it's very well known for the SGIE. This is the report. Okay, this halal, as Pak Maruf said, is not only lawful, yeah, like here, you can see, mana stopnya, yeah. Nah, this is very famous one. Everybody knows this ayah. I assume to representing this one because there's Pak Nazaruddin. Is correct or not, Pak Nazar? This very important. Yeah, yeah, Yohanas. That's important. That's Rahmatan lil alamin. Pak Maruf told me about that. And the important is this one, the Toyib. Toyib is the multi-dimension of halal. That's why we transform halal is not lawful, not basic need, but halal also that's what we call lifestyle. Gaya hidup. You can see? Yeah. This Pak Hermawan, halal is lifestyle. Okay? Value proposition and brand. This is Kellogg University from Kotler University, Pak. And halal actually, why make revenue so big? Then Reem can explain this. Sini, ya. No. Yeah, this one. Halal has become daily life, 24 hours, especially for ladies. Why especially for ladies? You prefer to night life, you have to have prepare with Wardah cosmetic, I think. Pamirta. Smell with the perfume, especially from Wardah. I'm promoting because Wardah promoting us every time. That's daily. And cepet nih, sebentar belum ini. That's the sector of the halal. It's 10. I'm different. Different with the what we DinarStandard. DinarStandard only just covers 7 sector. We have 10. This Bu Pipi, Deputy Bapenas, if this is only 100 trillion, how many trillion there will be turnover of this business? Big business. Of course, food is number 1 actually, but modest fashion is number 3 for the impact of economy, and of course, cosmetic also is a big one. Pak Nasaruddin, kosmetik kita rubah menjadi beauty business, because cosmetic consider only for face, but beauty business for the all of the body, even for the nail, putek. Pak Adi, I know, that's the big one, beauty business. We mix research for beauty business, especially ladies and for a man, only just 72 items. There is in eye, Reem, there eye do, eye shadow, eye render, I don't know, eye tears. Okay. Oke, terus lanjut, klik. Ini kok nggak jalan. Jangan lama-lama. Nah ini Pak Maruf, we start of course because I was in Ministry of Tourism. It's not easy to find the good definition for tourism. Pak Arif, wisata syariah, first time, 2012, di Parianto Desa, ketua wisata halal. And then terus ini kok, wisata syariah, Surabaya. And then 2015 we agree, FGD. Syariah Islam, scary. Why? I have to check all the things related with the husband or wife, etc. KTP dan seterusnya diperiksa. Protes semua kepada saya. Pak Sabda, nggak benar itu. Kita diperiksa semua. Ya kalau pas benar diperiksa juga, susah. Benar-benar istri diperiksa juga. Akhirnya FGD. Tapi tetap aja. Halal tourism is not really booming in Indonesia. That's no problem. Terus, ya, even this FGD, Pak Maruf pasti ingat, Ketua Bappenas in the middle, Pak Rahmat, he said halal tourism should not be based on zoning. We not close down one of destination. You can imagine Komodo Island, if they require every visitor to use the komodos to be seen, to visited there, pakai hijab. Gimana tuh komodo bisa pakai hijab? Komodo tetap komodo, gitu. Pak Ma'ruf bilang sama saya, kita sangat tolerance. Tengger itu dikasih hidup, tengger. Kenapa? We don't change. Pak, ya. Services, oke. Tuh, terus. Ini ya, kok ini ya. Ya. This is our neighbor countries. Malaysia. Nggak tanggung-tanggung dia, Pak. Dia bilang, Islamic Tourism Center, lead by Director General. Pak, rahmat usul lah, di pariwisata itu jangan levelnya eselon 3 yang ngurusin tourism tuh untuk Islam. Maluin aja, saya udah berapa kali usul nggak tembus-tembus. Mudah-mudahan dengan Pak Nasruddin pidato nanti. Ayo agak cepat aja. Yuk. Ini yang saya waktu lapor dengan Pak Nasruddin, ya, bahwa kapal pesiar sudah menanti untuk umroh. Tapi sayangnya ownership-nya di sebelah, bukan di kita. Lumayan, 60 juta bisa belajar macam-macam selama perjalanan. Kakek saya dulu dari Lampung ke Mekah 4 bulan naik kapal. Sekarang 12 hari. Dan cruise fly. Pergi cruise, pulangnya fly. Kapal. Terus, klik, yes. Tuh, malah ini yang diundang. Bedain kita, we start discussing about the definition. Either halal tourism, wisata syariah, Muslim friendly tourism, many things. Oke, terus 2016 Pak Ma'ruf, that's you start. Waktu itu masih ketua MUI. Terus 2007 dakwah. We launched the documentary film dakwah. And red carpet in Italia. And of course Pak Bambang speech there. And then fashion show 2017. This is the itinerary of Indonesia Halal Center. We try to contribute as NGO. Kalau NGO, Rahmat hebat itu NGO. Sekarang jadi birokrat, Pak. Saya dulu birokrat jadi NGO sekarang. Terus 2017 saya 18 sini, Pak. This is the first Bappenas. Pak Brojo yang kedua dan Pak Hermawan ada di sini. Ini kedua. Buku Halal Lifestyle Trend Global Brand. Jadi teman-teman lihat nih. Terus MOU with Dinar. This is we start Reem with Rabi Udin to start to produce the global, but we don't participate in the global one, but in local, yes. Why? Because we participate also in the rank of the Indonesia, etc. I think it's more objective you do it by yourself. Terus, nah ini DinarStandard World Class Global Team, ada Mr. Sabtan Rwanda lumayan, only just $10,000 per month. Zakat bayar, Pak. Terus lanjut cepat. This roadmap 2000 CNN 2000 berapa ini? 17 ya, 18. Terus kita cepetin, ini that's the book. We produced this report. We are mainly 3 dedicated for literacy, education, and promotion, of course, connection or connecting the people, not connecting the people, connecting the business to business, small and medium and also big business. Terus, this, your report trim. You're going to speak the last one, right? 2025. We're waiting, we are still number 0 or number 3 or number 4, the rank. I hope Pak Vice President waiting number 1. Terus, oke. Ini launching 2018. Pak Peri, saya nggak datang hari ini. Wario. Ketua Dewan Pakar MES. Saya anggota dengan teman-teman semua. Terus, 2019, Pak Peri di tengah. Ini dengan Mr. Al-Awar, bos dari ekonomi Islam di Dubai. Terus, ini 2020-2021, COVID. The commitment from Vice President is very strong. even COVID area, they launched anyway the State of Global Islamic Economy Report. Tepuk tangan dong untuk Pak Amin. Ada yang tanya sama saya, Pak Sabto kok ganti wakilnya kok tetap Pak Ma'ruf yang launching. Saya bilang kontribusinya belum ada, yang baru, yang lama aja. Yang itu. Saya kan penganutnya Bung Karno, jas merah. Apa itu jas merah? Tidak lupa sejarah. Jadi Pak Ma'ruf makanya saya gotong tombok sini harus Bapak. COVID di launch. Oke, lanjut. Tuh, ini during the COVID time. Lanjut. Ini dengan Aprindo kita kerjasama untuk penetrasi produk-produk ke Indomart, Alfamart, dan satu lagi Hypermart. Only just 50,000 Indomart, Alfamart. The item from Halal side only just 100 maybe, small thing. We do, Pak Maruf juga. Terus, Halal 2023, lanjut. Di 2024, ya, in Halal, we organize already 7 times. Pak Perry give us the opportunity to organize 7 times in Halal. We organize the conference international. We invite so many experts from different countries. Some of them, of course, important men like Winay Dahlan. Pak Winay Dahlan is grandson of the Pak Ahmad Dahlan. Terus, okay, ini promosi. We doing also the promosi, please. This is in Mihas, our friend and competitor, our brother and competitor. Terus, this is 2003 in Bangkok, Thailand. Terus, this is in Beauty Seoul, Pak Kim ada di sini, Pak Kim, Ambassador Kim. Terus, lanjut, ini Dubai. Terus, ini di this in Russia. I have a opportunity to sign a contract with this Putri atau Putra atau ini yang pencantik di Rusia. Terus, ini di assembly di mana ini? Filipina. Terus langsung Spain. Kita expo juga kecil-kecilan. NGOs namanya juga. Nanti tergantung perencanaannya Bu Pipi. Apakah tiap tahun kita didukung lagi atau tidak, yang terlihat aja. Terus lanjut. Ini di Chicago. Di Ivanka. Lanjut. Ini di Kanada. Kita gunting pita. Di Kanada is very special. Especially Pak Adi Warman. There is our boutique or toko jual ayam. There is chicken slaughtering by hand. There is chicken slaughtering by machine, different price. By hand, slaughtering by hand, chicken is expensive than by machine. They learn from Jakarta because batik printing is cheaper than batik tulis. Nah, dia belajarnya. Jadi kalau pakai tangan lebih mahal daripada itu pakai. Oke, terus di 2019 lanjut. Ini juga Jepang, terus lanjut. Ini juga lanjut ya di kita Taipei karena waktunya kita sama Pak Wapres, Pak Menteri. Ini di Pacific Halal Expo, lanjut ya. Ini di Turki, lanjut. Ini di Pak Yai Uzbekistan. Halal Beyond Uzbekistan. Ini Pak Nasruddin. Ini yang kita ingin bangun adalah museum untuk Bung Karno. Karena Bung Karno yang menemukan Imam Bukhari. Pak Yai sudah ziarah di sana, di dalam. Saya ziarah di sana tapi di luar. Bedanya itu. Kalau wakil menteri di luar, kalau wakil presiden di dalam. Itu bedanya aja. Tapi ya sama-sama wakil. Beyond borders. Alright. This I do hope the Museum of Sukarno there will be build up for memory of Indonesia, who really important contribution for the Al-Bukhari museum. Terus ini di Mekah, I met the Minister of Trade in Mekah. Terus ini di sini Zanzibar, 99% of Zanzibar is Muslim. He needs also some cooperation with us. Terus, this in Thailand. terakhir 2024, and then 2025 ya, berlayar kita with this luxurious. Kita belum berani ngomong gini. Bali aja masih belum bicara ini sudah terus. Pak Ambassador, Pak Ambassador langsung foto di kampungnya dia, Bosnia. Bosnia is a memorable thing for Indonesia because Pak Harto is built up one of the most istiqlal. Pak Nasruddin. Jadi Pak Nasruddin sudah beberapa kali diundang. Saya sholat Jumat di sana. Di belakangnya imam. Tetapi untung-untung dia tetap imam. Kalau enggak, repot saya kalau gantiin dia. Jadi di Sarajevo. Nanti itu Pak Menteri Pertahanan ya accompany Presiden Soeharto during the war 92, dan Pak Harto tidak mau pakai rompi. He didn't want to protect it with the rompi anti peluru. Terus Pak Miftah ini orang Banten yang sekarang di Wardah. Di sana udah ada jualan Wardah tuh, kaf di Bosnia. Siapa bilang barang kita tidak laku di luar tuh? Tuh yang beli. Lanjut. Ya. This also in Serbia. Dia mau produk-produk kita termasuk yang penting I brought Pak bisa rendang Mama Deni. Begitu ditanya bisa nggak ada ekspor 1 ton, nggak sanggup. Sampai sapinya yang nggak ada sebanyak itu. Okay, last this 2025-2026 ya we tax and then terus cepat ya Halal Thailand again, and then festival in London, and then this is a member of associate of ILC, only just few. And one is Bobby Nedi is a CEO, this treasurer, and Setia is PRing. Okay, terus 7W. Why 7? Sabta. Wabillahi taufik wal hidayah wa afiyat wa syukurillah wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Listening myself because this is ulang tahun Pak. Forgive me because this is a birthday for ILC for 10 years and it takes a little bit time Pak Rahmat, mohon keikhlasannya. Kita doakan Bapak semuanya halal dan lancar. Kita doakan juga Pak Nasruddin, nggak perlu didoakan, doa dia yang kita tunggu dengan dua orang doa ini hari ini akan mustajab buat IHC. Satu Pak Kiai, Pak Ketua NU, dan satu Pak Menteri Agama. Tepuk tangan dua-duanya. Bayu, I give props to you. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause. A decade of dedication. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Sapta Nirwandar. Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and also all of the invitees from all over the world. Since 2013, the State of the Global Islamic Economy report has been the definitive global reference for business leaders, investors, policymakers, and entrepreneurs in the Islamic economy. The 2024-2025 edition, produced by DinarStandard, highlights the remarkable growth and evolving opportunities across key sectors such as halal food, Islamic finance, modest fashion, pharmaceuticals, media, and Muslim-friendly travel. Please allow us, in order to introduce the State of the Global Islamic Economy Report 2024-2025. In regards to that, we would like to invite DinarStandard partner. Please welcome Reem El Shafaki.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Bapak, Ibu, sekalian. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I said that right. Please forgive me. Thank you. Dr. Maruf Amin, thank you. Dr. Rahmat Parmoudi, Dr. Nasruddin Omar, thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. And I'm honored on behalf of DinarStandard to be here at Bapinas for the global launch of the State of the Global Islamic Economy report for the first time in Indonesia, and to celebrate 10 years of the Halal lifestyle, the Indonesia Halal Lifestyle Center, and Pavsapta Nuwandar's leadership and our close partnership. And I would like to provide a brief overview of the report for the benefit of our VIP guests. I will later in the panel discussion provide more details, but this is to give you a glimpse of some of the findings of the report. And if we can have the PowerPoint presentation of the report findings. And I want to say that this year, this is the 11th year, and each year we track developments in spending, how much Muslims spend globally on the different sectors, investments, trade. This year, we included something special. We included social media listening related to global events, related to the genocide in Gaza and the aggression towards Palestine. And we listened to what consumers were saying with that regards. And it gave us great hope to see that consumers are voting with their wallets. And I'll say more on the findings, but I wanted to, as an introduction, to mention this special segment in this year's report. And if we can go to the next slide, I'd like to acknowledge the report partners and supporters, Salam Gateway, IsDBI, our thought leadership partner, and we have here today Datuk Amer, who will be as part of the panel, and Ifanka is our strategic partner. We have ELSEC, our partner in terms of the data, the Islamic finance data, Duo Pharma, and our designer. And next slide, please. And we thank our launch partners, IHLC, Bapinas, Bank Indonesia. Briefly about DinarStandard, we are a global research advisory firm. We have offices in New York, in Dubai. We recently launched an office in Medina, and of course in Indonesia through IHLC, and we have representative offices globally around the world. I think Pavsapta did an amazing job of defining what the global Islamic economy is all about. And it's really about covering the sectors that have the Islamic principles underlying the sectors. And Pavsapta explained, so I won't go into detail. And if we can go to the next slide. The report was produced, it was really a large team effort of 20 plus experts, DinarStandard research analysts. We consulted with 20 plus advisors and experts and conducted our research throughout a 9-month period. Now, the Islamic economy sectors are affected by their supply and demand. And in terms of supply, it's government initiatives, national halal standards, and national plans related to halal. And then from the demand side, it's the population. It's the growing young Muslim population globally and growing affluence. And all of that is underlined by the values, our Islamic values. Now, to share some of the report findings, our 2 billion Muslim consumers globally spent over 2.43 trillion on halal economy sectors, the real sectors of food, travel, media, cosmetics, media and recreation, pharma, cosmetics, backed by Islamic finance assets of 4.93 trillion. And this is a snapshot, and you can see the different sectors and their sizing. Now to the social media listening, we conducted the listening from October 7th, 2023, up until March 2025, covering multiple platforms and using different languages, English, Arabic, and Bahasa. And the analysis showed there was overwhelming negative sentiment and indignant and angry sentiment towards global brands who were perceived to be supporting the occupation and the genocide. And there was a positive sentiment towards local brands who are in line with our ethics, who are supportive of our values. And you can see these are some of the brands, examples of some of the brands. And I'd like to mention Zoya in cosmetics, and Warda Paragon in cosmetics. And you can see that the brands are across the globe in both, they're mostly in OIC countries, but also in some in non-Muslim majority countries. And the top discussions on alternative brands were for food and beverage, cosmetics and fashion, as well as technology. The much awaited and anticipated Global Islamic Economy Indicator. I would like to congratulate Indonesia in maintaining the 3rd place. No, seriously. Okay, next slide, please. You'll see. So if you look at the progression from 2014, when we first launched the indicator, Indonesia ranked 10 and was between 10
All right,
and 11.
everyone. So here we are back to our virtual event. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be returning to the live streaming in Jakarta shortly for the ceremony and panel discussion where Reem will be discussing these findings in detail. But first, we have some exciting highlights to share with you virtually. So I want to get you back on. This event is a part of a global conversation, and we're so excited to have your voice in the room. So as we move through today's session, feel free to ask questions using the Q&A box and upvote any that you'd like to hear answered during the sessions. Now, to get us all started, let's take a moment and watch an introductory video, which captures the heart of what today's report is all about. So here we'll have the video played. Wow, thank you for the powerful video. I think we should now move forward. Before we get into the findings of the report, I want to highlight that once again, the full report is now live and available for download. So let me quickly show you how the website looks like from where you can download the report and grab your free copy of the report. This is the link. The link is on the screen. You can get or just get on Salam Gateway and you will find the report. The report is here. There is an interactive button. You can download the report, and there are some set of infographics that highlight the key findings from the report, the big numbers that you are looking for. Related coverage, do stay tuned for more expert insights as we publish them. And also stay tuned for more launch events as we are launching now live in Jakarta. We are also planning other launch events in various other cities globally. So stay tuned. Okay, so now it's high time. I think we should now let's dive into the highlights from this year's report. I'll start off with the first few insights, and then I'll be handing over to our report lead author and Islamic finance analyst, Najmul Haque, who will then lead the remaining session. Again, everyone, as a kind, gentle reminder, please feel free to ask questions using the Q&A box. And you can also upvote for any that you would like to hear answered during the report presentation. So without any delays, let's begin. Okay. So to begin with, this report, the State of the Global Islamic Economy report, has been produced by DinarStandard in partnership with Salam Gateway. It is also supported by IsDB, who are our thought leadership partners, IFANCA, our leadership partner, LSEG and Duopharma are also our key partners. Not to miss out our designer, Angel Monroy, who has helped us with the fascinating design of the report. Today's launch partners are IHLC, along with Bapinas and Bank Indonesia. So just quickly about ourselves, for those of you who are not aware of us, DinarStandard is a growth strategy research and advisory firm empowering organizations of the Global South. We provide fact-based insights and experience-based strategic advices to help our clients reach their full potential. And these are some of our key areas of focus. All right, with that, let's get into the report findings. It is important to first define the Islamic economy whenever we speak about the economy. So what it is, because that's the basis on which the entire finding of the report, the big numbers are based on. So the Islamic economy, also known as the Halal economy, is essentially the core products of this economy. The products and services are structurally affected by Islamic ethics and laws. The sectors within these economy include, but not limited to, food, pharmaceutical, cosmetics, finance, travel, media, and recreation. This is driving the faith-inspired ethical consumption need of about 2 billion Muslims worldwide. Sorry. The SGI report is delivered by a global DinarStandard team. We have about more than 20 subject matters, a network of 20 plus analysts, and the report usually takes about 9 months of work. So what is really driving the Islamic economy? On the screen, you can see there are a set of two set of drivers. One is the supply side driver and the other are the demand side drivers. And all of these drivers, the basis of these drivers are the strong Islamic and ethical values of modesty, of justice, equity, sustainability, and so on. The supply side drivers, to just mention a few, for instance, are the government bodies that are functioning as key enablers, the rise in trade agreements and intra-OIC trade. While on the demand side drivers, you can see that growing youthful population are really pushing the demand for the ethical consumption and Islamic economy. The digital connectivity and the rise of e-commerce. All of these are detailed in the report. I would now like to invite our key lead analyst of the report, Mr. Najmul, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sister Iman, for the very vigorous and very energetic introduction to this report to set the context. And Sister Reem on the ground in Jakarta probably delivered the key goods over there. So I will just be brief in taking you through the key insights on findings for this year's report. So the consumer opportunity, as this is the headline number that we present in every SGI report. And we have estimated that Muslim consumers all over the world, estimating to be over 2 billion in numbers, they spent around 2.43 trillion USD across 6 real economy sectors in 2023. And this is expected to rise to 2028 around US dollar 3.36 trillion, and at a CAGR, a compound annual growth rate of 5.3%. And as you can see, as usual, the usual suspects are halal food, fashion, and we have some new entrants like media and recreation travel who are going very good. And interestingly, Muslim-friendly travel after the COVID-19 crisis is over, they're undergoing a very robust rebound. And across those three real economy sectors, you can see they're the only one, Muslim-friendly travel sector, having a double-digit growth, and they're expected to rise to 384 billion USD by 2028 at a CAGR of 12.1%. So this is robust growth that we are anticipating. And underpinning all those 6 real economy sectors is the engine, which is Islamic finance. So Islamic finance is like the kitchen where those foods are being cooked. So we have estimated through our data partner LSEG that Islamic finance assets were estimated to be 4.93 trillion USD in 2023, and this is expected to rise to 7.53 trillion USD by 2028 at a CAGR of 8.9%. Now moving to the next slide. As Sister Iman mentioned, Sister Reem mentioned, in every SGI report, we try to gauge the pulse or take the pulse of what consumers are thinking. So in some year, we do focus groups. In some year, we do surveys. So this year, we thought, why not go to the social media? Because social media is, at this present moment, is where people are giving their voices, so that their voices are being heard. And this is now becoming the mainstream thing to do. So we're thought, let's try to gauge the pulse of the consumers through that lens. So what we did a multilingual scan across various social media platforms to see what the consumers are thinking. And we have observed in previous SGI report that consumers are demands, their behaviors are shifting. And we have seen different age groups are also, now when they go to a shop and anywhere else, they try to look at the label, they try to search for the logos to see whether those brands align with their ethical and moral values. And the recent events in the Middle East in 2023 in October is just expedited that process. And we have seen when we scanned those multilingual posts, social media posts from October 2023 till March 2025, we have seen that this negative sentiment towards the things that's happening and a positive sentiment towards adopting alternative local grown brands. So we have seen that shift happening more in food and beverages. You can see 27.5% of the posts that we have scanned are moving towards those. And there are also general and multi-sectoral calls like, okay, let's move to that sector altogether. And as you see on the left-hand side, there are some brands that we've identified that's coming up, and they're also grasping that opportunity. They're expanding their businesses, carrying on or riding that consumer shift. And this list is, not to say an exhaustive list, you'll find a longer list of 30 plus brands that we have identified are riding on that momentum in our full report. Next slide. Yeah, so this is the headline. And Sister Reem mentioned on the ground that this is the key slide. This is the money shot slide that people usually wait for. Who's what this year? So we can see in Malaysia, Saudi, and Indonesia, they keep their places. And UAE is also maintaining their place. Bahrain is also maintaining their place. Jumping up 5 is Jordan and Pakistan. Each of those two, they moved up 5 places this year. And Bangladesh, they re-entered top 15 again. And across the non-OIC countries, UK and Singapore are the only two non-OIC players in this top 15 countries relative to their size. So GIE, Global Islamic Economy Indicator, what we try to do is we rationalize when we do our analysis. So it's not just, a scorecard. We do this based on their relative to their size of the economy. So you see countries like Qatar is also moving up. So it's just to not to put other countries with relatively lower size of the economy or a low population at a disadvantage. So we rationalize when we do this indicator. And if we look at the sub-indicators, you see Malaysia is leading all those subsectors, except for modest fashion, where Indonesia is leading. Now, if we go to the next slide. Yeah. So in the investment side, so we have tracked investments in the Islamic economy related companies, and we have done so for the period of July 2023 till August 2024. And what we've observed is there were 225 deals happening across Islamic related companies, Islamic economy related companies, like M&A deals, VC deals, private equity deals. And those deals amounted to 5.8 billion USD in the sectors, 6 real economic sectors, including Islamic finance. And Indonesia, UAE, and Saudi, each of these three had $1+ billion worth of investments happening in their countries. And as usual, Islamic finance is leading those investment share, but they're followed by Muslim-friendly travel and halal food, almost equally at 23.8% and 29.5% respectively. Some of the key investments that we have seen is Kin Dairies in Indonesia. They've secured a multi-million dollars worth of investments funding for expansion. There's also IFC strategic investments in GoTo. As you know, GoTo is the merger. After the merger between Gojek and Tokopedia, they became GoTo. So IFC, the World Bank entity, they choose to do a strategic investment in that entity for $150 million. So this is a huge boost for the regional Indonesian, also Southeast Asian economy as well. As also we have seen Saudi Arabian BNPL, buy now, pay later phenomenon, that the startup Tamara, they raised a $340 million Series C round, and that took their valuation to over 1 billion. And interestingly enough, Tamara became the first Saudi fintech unicorn after that funding round. Next slide, please. Now, if we look at the trade picture, so in trade picture, we see then the OIC import in 2023 was 407.8 billion. And that figure declined compared to the previous year's report by 1.79%. And we have also seen that OIC countries are heavily dependent on import. And they've now post a trade deficit of 76.37 billion USD in halal related products. So there's a lot of trade opportunity that's going amiss. And if you look at the right hand side, you will see Turkey, UAE, and Indonesia. They are the only three nations, OIC nations, that are among the top 10 exporters to OIC. So there's lots of room to improve. And if you look at the breakdown of the trade, you see that halal food is comprising bulk of that trade at 72%, followed by halal pharma, modest fashion, and cosmetics. Next slide. Now, if we look at the signal of opportunities, so what we try to do each year is we try to gauge the signals of opportunities so that the consumers, businesses, governments alike, or investors alike, they can see where the signals of opportunities are so that they can ride the momentum early or have the first mover advantage. And we have mapped over 30+ signals across those 6+1, the 6 real economy sectors and Islamic finance sector. And these are the 5 main signals or 5 cross-cutting signals that we have observed from over those 30 plus signals. So these signals are present more or less on across all those 6 real economy sectors and Islamic finance sector. So first we have the localization and resilience in supply chain. So as we have seen, the geopolitical scene is going on, the trade war, the tariff war, etc. COVID-19 crisis had a supply chain shift, and there was a supply chain disruption as well. So interestingly enough, and logically as well, the countries are now focusing more on localization of their supply chains, so that in the event of a geopolitical catastrophe or disturbance, they are not taken aback. So we are seeing that, and this is an intermediate level of opportunity with a high impact. Then we have this rise of halal-oriented venture capital and private equity investments. As you know, since the COVID-19 crisis happened, there was a liquidity crunch, and some of the analysts called it a VC winter. But in Islamic finance or Islamic halal economy, they also felt that punch, they also felt that crunch. But interestingly enough, they're starting to slowly coming back, rebound as well. So we have seen some interesting deal, as you saw, the Tamara deal, the GoTo deal. So we are seeing this arise. That means the investors are putting more faith into those Islamic economic sectors, because as you know, there are certain prohibitions and certain restrictions that Islamic economy entities have to adhere to. There's also enhanced halal certification and regulatory harmonization as another signal. So we have observed like IFHub. IFHub is an entity which tries to harmonize different certification and regulation. It's also coming up, and they're also trying to do some things. We have observed mutual recognition agreements, MRAs, across Turkey, Malaysia, Indonesia, UAE, and these other countries. For example, in just last year, BPJPH, the Indonesian Regulatory Authority, they announced that our few countries, they won't have to do a dual certification when their exports come to Indonesia. So if those entities already their products already have certification from those countries which are with MRAs, with Indonesia, they won't be dual certified. They have to subject to another round of certification if they already have that round of certification from those countries. So we are seeing those things taking place. We are also seeing the blockchain and traceability technologies with their early maturity and high impact. So this is something to be aware of. And we are all in the age of AI. Whether you go to a cafe, whether you go to a school, AI is the talk of the town nowadays. So AI-driven product and service innovation is also at an early maturity signal, but with a high impact, as you can imagine. So these are the 5 key signals that we have identified. Now, if we go to the next slide. So now, we have 6 sectors, real economy sectors, then we have Islamic finance sector. And in the interest of time, we won't go that much in detail. So we will just, give you the brief glimpse of the different sectors. So we chose to highlight 3 sectors: halal food, Islamic finance, media and recreation. The headline figure I mentioned in the previous slide. So I will just give you the investment figure. So in halal food, the investment was worth at $1.3 billion, with a disclosed value for all 29 deals. And Morocco, interestingly enough, they led with $610 million of investment, followed by UAE, Saudi, Indonesia. Next slide, please. And the halal food global leadership, as I mentioned, Malaysia is leader there, and followed by Singapore and UAE. And there are some of the key developments that we have tracked. There is a full list of developments you will find in the full report. This is just a glimpse of some of the interesting developments that we have identified. JBS, the Brazilian food giant, they chose to invest $50 million in Saudi plan, quadrupling halal meat output. This is also an interesting development. We have also seen the MRAs that I have mentioned before, and there is also activism boosts local colas, Cola Next, VS, and as we just found out from the consumer sentiment analysis. There are also some of the signals of opportunities, like frontier markets. They emerge to show that the future potential for halal market opportunities. There's also global trade agreements and mutual recognition driving the halal market efficiency, like those MRAs. There is also KSA, Saudi Arabia. they're giving very aggressive, very positive, so that they can be the hub for the global halal market growth. Next slide, please. So coming to the Islamic finance, so I won't cover the sizing. We have mentioned it before. So now coming to the investments, we have seen in Islamic finance, there was over 2 billion US dollars worth of investments, and they were across 59 deals. And Saudi is leading that with $726 million worth of investments, followed by Indonesia and Egypt. So as you can see, the gap between Saudi and Indonesia and the rest are quite big. So they are the two large countries leading the Islamic finance in terms of investments. And from the key developments, we have seen IsDB. They approved a record US dollar $1.35 billion worth of investments for Kazakhstan climate resilient water project. And this was a very good development. And as we see, IsDB is also on the verge of their next 10-year framework. And this is something to be not taken lightly. So we are hoping IsDB will be embarking on more this kind of breakthrough projects, so that member countries, the Ummah, they benefit from those kind of initiatives. We have also seen Ion Bank. They became the first fully digital Islamic bank in Malaysia. Interesting development. In terms of signals of opportunity, we have seen the expansion of digital sukuk and blockchain integration. This is an intermediate level of opportunity, but with a medium impact. And we have also seen the growth of green and sustainable sukuk. This is what we observed in previous years, the same thing here as well. And interestingly enough, we have the emergence of Sharia-compliant central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. And we have seen Pakistan, Iran, and other countries experimenting with CBDC pilots. And this will have a very high impact when it comes to fruition, but still at an early signal of opportunity. Next slide. And in terms of leadership, we see Islamic finance sector is being led by Malaysia, Saudi. So these are the two main countries that are leading. There's also other countries like UAE, Kuwait, Indonesia, Jordan, comprising the rest of the top 10. Next slide. Now coming to the media and recreation, our last focus sector, after which we will end this presentation. So in terms of the investments, we saw almost 87 deals on disclosed with disclosed value of 451.3 million. Some of the transactions are private, so they just announce the deals, but they don't mention or disclose that investment figure. So that's why we put the caveat as a disclosed. And then we can see that from the country breakdown, UAE is the leading country, followed closely by Saudi, Malaysia. So these are the top 3 countries in terms of investments destination in the media and recreation sector. If you look at the key developments, we see Hyperspace in UAE, they secured around 55 million US dollars worth of investments to build immersive family entertainment. We have seen also Saudi, as we mentioned before, they're being very aggressive, very positive in aligning with their Vision 2030. So they are embarking on this 100 billion US dollar project Transcendence to see global AI media leadership is also very positive. We have also seen the Kuwait. So Kuwait, they publish a live volume encyclopedia to promote and weave Islamic principles into their curriculum. It's very interesting and very promising development. And in terms of the programming, in terms of the signals, we see Islamic children's streaming platforms are gaining traction, not just in OIC countries, but also in non-OIC markets. We see the platforms like Durio from Malaysia. They're also gaining traction in the non-OIC countries as well. I think you have seen the video of some of the English Premier League footballers' kids watching Durio's cartoons in different ads, etc. So this is something very promising, and because our children are our future. In terms of another opportunity, we see the cross-border media collaboration. They're also driving the demand. And It's also AI tools for enabling rapid adoption of mainstream content for Islamic audiences. There's also collaborative media stream ecosystem across GCC countries. As you see, there's a multinational companies in the GCC, media companies, they're collaborating with each other. So these are the things that are driving these signals. If you go to the next slide. In terms of the leadership, who are the leading countries in the GI indicator for media and recreation? So we see Malaysia, UK, Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, they're leading. So these are the, in summary, the key findings from the SGI report. The rest of the sectors you will find in the full report. If you just scan the QR here, you can find all the details of our 9-month plus of work. You will find the fruit of that work over there. Hopefully, this will be of benefit to you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Brother Najmul, for those insightful and detailed findings from the report. We will take the Q&A, but let me take you back to the on-ground happenings. We have a keynote speech by the 13th Indonesian Vice President, Professor Dr. Kiai Haji Maruf Amin. Let's hear from him, and then we will get we'll catch you back.
Business owners, academics, and all ladies and gentlemen, and chairman of IHLC. Today, we are meeting together to global launch the State of Global Islamic Economy, SGIE report 2024-2025, and including commemorating the first decade of the Indonesia Halal Lifestyle Center with the theme From Crisis to Catalyst, Evolving Islamic Economy Opportunity. We also listen that the rank for Indonesia based on SGIE report, we are the third position. Is that correct? Yes, correct. So we have to look at the 10th rank and then we move forward up to the 8th rank, 5th rank, and up to the 3rd rank. It is really significant improvement. So I don't think it is difficult if we can move up to the 1st rank, inshallah. And this, it's the effort, the joint effort of everyone, including Dr. Sapta, who has been working on that for the past 10 years, and also together with other stakeholders, starting from the 10th rank, and now we are at the position at 3. So the Islamic Global is developing, including in Indonesia. It covers not only for Muslim, but also non-Muslim. It is the key driver of the growth of the Muslim population, which has accounted for 25% of global population, and improvement of the well-being of the Muslim people, and also the development of digital technology that enhance the equality and also the understanding of stakeholders regarding the halal concept and based on the Sharia principles. I really appreciate the publication of is SGIE 2024-2025, which is published by DinarStandard and all the partners. It is a comprehensive report that display the progress of Islamic economy in the world, and we can see the growth and the progress of Indonesia in several sectors. And we also need to see deeper the optimum potentials in our country. And also we have several challenges similar with other countries. We go together to build or improve the Sharia economy. Indonesia has a moral legitimation and also support in terms of demography, and hopefully we can get the center. We can be the center of Sharia in the world. Sharia economy in Indonesia in the real sectors through the halal industry, including the financial sectors. It is not only adding the economic value, but it is in line with the sustainable progress of the country, and also remember the sustainability of the environment as well. And we have the Sharia economy directives in our national development plan issued by the Bapanas from 2020 to 2025 and 2025 till 2029. It is all prepared by the Bapanas. It becomes a great moment to synchronize the contribution of the government, including on the budget allocation to improve the economy Sharia in Indonesia. So we should appreciate that it is already integrated, and it is our mandate to ensure the alignment of this at the national level among all the ministries, including at the local level through the local governments and all the entities. And the National Committee for this Sharia Economy Development, KNEKS, including 31 local committee at the local level. So we already established 33 local committee, including North Sulawesi, which are mostly non-Muslim. The governor is not Muslim. She's Christian, but she's willing to become the lead for this committee. So we can say that she's Christian, which who is also Sharia. And it is all crucial. Then we need to support this and strengthen this commitment. And inshallah, God willing, hopefully the National Committee will be transformed into the agency, National Sharia Agency. Hopefully in the near future, the Mr. President already discussed with me, and hopefully by the end of this month, we can have that agency legally. Hopefully we can fasten the process of this. So hopefully we can accelerate the innovations development of policies and cross-sectoral coordination for Sharia development improvement in Indonesia. Not only from the government side, the commitment also requires from all stakeholders, from the academician and including the business owner and community, those who become the accelerator at the community. Even we have several organizations that created MES, which we called Masyarakat Ekonomi Syariah, or Ikatan Ahli Ekonomi Syariah, or Sharia Expert Association. And in the Bank Indonesia, the Ministry of Finance, they have a special directorate for dealing with this economy, Sharia economy, and hopefully by the establishment of this agency, we can move forward or become better orchestra for all the units. During this opportunity, I also would like to appreciate the journey of 10th year for the Indonesia Halal Lifestyle Center. So I initially following this IHLC in the beginning, starting in the beginning, and I see Dr. Sapta never tired, and it is based on the name of him. Sapta is 7. So Nirvana is heaven. So he is on the 7th level of heaven up there. So in the Sharia economy movement in Indonesia, there is a promotion for halal lifestyle, discuss with stakeholders, discuss the priorities, the strategic priorities, and also establish the global partnership. So I encourage everyone to go together hand in hand to make sure that the Sharia economy can be implemented. In the beginning, they use the terminology memasyarakatkan ekonomi syariah, mensyariahkan masyarakat. So it means that Sharia will be implemented by everyone in the community. So we also need to improve the contribution for the national revenue and also grab the opportunity in the global economy, which is quite complex currently. Hopefully we can maintain our desire to give the best for Indonesia and the world. Thank you very much. Adanallah wa ijazahum.
Mohon berkenan yang terhormat Kiai Haji Ma'ruf Amin tetap berada
Would you
di
please
atas panggung
kindly
untuk prosesi peluncuran.
stay?
All right, great keynote from the VP. Thank you very much, Terima kasih. Now, moving back to our online sessions, I would once again like to thank Brother Najmul for his insightful walkthroughs of the report. Now, we'd love to hear from you. We'll take a few of your top voted questions from our Q&A box. So, Brother Najmul, I'll hand it over to you.
Yes, thank you, Sister Iman. So for the first question, I see that in the indicator ranking, halal pharmaceuticals and cosmetics are grouped under a single category? Could you share the rationale behind combining these two? So to answer it, when the SGIE framework was first built in 2013, so we had to strike a balance between analytical depth and an indicator that is actionable for policymakers, investors, and businesses. So then we looked at the value chain, and we see that there are commonalities, and you'll see that the commonalities, the structural commonalities, still governs today's pharmaceuticals and cosmetics pairing. For example, there's an ingredient compliance issues. So both cosmetics and pharmaceuticals, they rely heavily on excipients, emulsifiers, and solvents, and they are derived from different byproducts. So if you look at BPJPH, Indonesia, JAKIM in Malaysia, and other countries' regulatory bodies, you will see that those halal assurance body, they often use exactly the same critical material check list and laboratory test for those two industries like pharma and cosmetics. There's also manufacturing supply chain overlap. You'll see multinational companies, those contract cosmetic manufacturing organizations, they usually operate on the same production lines. There's also regulatory treatment, sometimes more often the case, like they are treated in the joint technical guidelines. You see joint technical guidelines on pharma and cosmetics. You will see like this. And since this report is not just an academic report, it's built or designed to be something that could be actionable by the policymakers and others. That's why we ended up combining the pharmaceutical and cosmetics industry. So in the future, if the policymakers, our end consumers, our end report readers, the policymakers, the investors, the businesses, they choose to diverge these two sectors, we may be doing so. But for the time being, this is the case at the moment. For the next question, I see with regard to financial sector, is there any finding on financial trading industry, especially currency trading industry? What is the state of the growth? So, okay. So state of the Global Islamic Economy report, we cover a lot, right? And we cover 6 real economy sectors. Then we cover Islamic finance sector. And we have, a size limit. We can't go beyond that. And currency trading is a niche market. And covering that in detail would be too much for that. And interestingly, I think you would be glad to hear, like we have a Global Islamic FinTech report, which is another one of our flagship report. I think you must have heard about that. If not, if you just go to Salam Gateway website, you will see that in the carousel, in the landing page. So Global Islamic FinTech report is dedicated for this kind of thing. And for currency trading, though, it's still a niche industry. Yeah, the state of growth is promising, and the institutional demand is real. There's also, IOFI Sharia standards that are coming into place. Some of them I know of, but still, it doesn't warrant its own place yet in the SGI report. Maybe in the FinTech report as a niche market. For the next question is that, thank you for valuable insight and the research. So that question is regarding to digital halal assurance, right? So I agree with you that digital halal assurance is still the weakest link in the Muslim e-commerce journey. And that's something, it has come across in the previous SGI reports. If you look at previous SGI reports, signals, challenges, after each sector, we present the strategic considerations. You will see these things popping up. And even this year as well, we flagged that digital halal assurance thing. And some of the bottlenecks we have identified, there's fragmented data. There's also platform UX gaps. There's also regulatory lag. So jurisdictions, when they make it mandatory to display a verifiable ID or something, so it's already, there's a lag as well. But there's also cross-border ambiguity, right? So suppose a biscuit, certified in Malaysia, right, may not accept it as halal in Indonesia or the GCC. So those the marketplace, they fear liability if they surface, the badge without being sure that it is recognized. So yeah, so BPJPH, they have there's forthcoming, super app. There's also Malaysia. They are moving their entire application flow to My Halal. There's also some of the other entities in Saudi. They're also going the same. So we see promising signals, but the bottlenecks are still there in most of the OIC countries at the present moment. So that's how we see it. Thanks for your very valuable question, all three of you. I think these are the all, right, Sister Iman?
There are a few more coming in, but I think we can take them offline, Brother Najmul.
Ah,
So thank you so much, everyone, for your thoughtful questions, and to Brother Najmul for your answers. If we didn't get to your questions, don't worry. We'll follow up post-event, and you can always stay in touch with us and get your questions through us, and we will get it across to you. So just a quick reminder to everyone, the report is live and you can grab your free copy now on Salam Gateway. Here is the link to where you can get the report, or you can scan the QR code. Also, stay tuned for our upcoming city launches. That'll be exciting. Stay tuned for where are we going to launch next. So I think now we bring it to full circle. We're going to link you back to our live on-ground ceremony where the launching ceremonies are happening and the panel discussions are also about to begin. So thank you everyone once again for being part of this virtual unveiling. It was lovely hosting you all, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I also hope that you enjoy the rest of the program, which will be broadcasted live from Jakarta. So that's it from my side. Please enjoy the event from Jakarta. Assalamualaikum, greeting of peace to all.
Wow, a very beautiful performance. Two songs were being performed by the talented Mia Ismi and Haikal Baron Afi. Truly enlighten us with a performance. What a joyful, joyful moment that we were celebrating just now. Hadirin yang berbahagia, selanjutnya kita akan bersiap untuk mengikuti jalannya diskusi panel pada siang hari ini. Untuk itu kami mohon kesediaan Bapak dan Ibu untuk dapat kembali bergabung bersama dengan kami. Silakan Anda untuk dapat kembali menempati kursi-kursi yang telah disediakan. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, just in the moment from now, we are about to witness a fruitful yet insightful, I believe, a beautiful panel discussion in which we are going to discuss regarding the very interesting topic, from crisis to catalyst, evolving Islamic economy opportunity. There will be a question and answer session by the end of the discussion. So especially for all of the people of attendance here in Indonesia, please be ready for that. And also, let's turn our attention to the topic that has a great significance and potential. And our discussion today features honorable panels of experts who will share their insights on how this dynamic sector is transforming and expanding, creating new avenues for growth, innovation, and collaboration. Untuk itu, kami ingin kembali mengundang seluruh hadirin, Bapak dan Ibu yang kami hormati, kembali kami undang untuk bisa kembali bergabung bersama dengan kami, menempati kursi seperti semula. Let's get ready in order to start the panel discussion this afternoon. For sure that this is gonna be a moment that you don't want to miss, because there will be a lot of insightful, valuable, meaningful points that we can share all together throughout the discussion. Teruntuk Bapak dan Ibu yang mungkin masih berada di area foyer, boleh kami undang kembali untuk bisa bergabung masuk ke dalam ruangan acara. And also, ladies and gentlemen, by the very screen in the middle of this very ballroom, there is a QR code presented to you. You can actually scan the QR code in order to download the State of the Global Islamic Economy Reports 2024-2025. Kami persilakan Bapak dan Ibu, silakan untuk bisa men-scan QR code yang berada di layar di hadapan Anda, di mana QR code ini berfungsi untuk Anda bisa mengunduh laporan daripada State of Global Islamic Economy 2024-2025. Silakan nantinya Anda bisa baca dan juga pelajari, dan silakan untuk Anda ambil beragam intisari dan juga data yang insya Allah juga akan berguna bagi kita semua. So ladies and gentlemen, once you have downloaded the State of the Global Islamic Economy Reports 2024-2025, we truly hope that it can be beneficial for Ummah, and then you can use all of the data, the indicators, in order to become the reference for you, for your business, for your policy, even for the growth of the Islamic economy in the world. Kami persilakan kembali Bapak dan Ibu yang masih berada di depan untuk bisa bergabung kembali bersama dengan kami, dan silakan untuk kembali menempati tempat duduk seperti semula. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the panel discussion this afternoon will be chaired by the chairman of the Indonesia Halal Lifestyle Center. Professor Dr. Sapta Nirwandar is about to come again and join us in order to lead the panel discussion this afternoon. For sure that this is gonna be such a really memorable yet insightful moments that we are about to celebrate and to witness all together. Dan tentunya kami haturkan juga banyak terima kasih untuk seluruh hadirin yang masih berkenan bergabung bersama dengan kami pada acara siang hari ini. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, while we are waiting for the panel discussion to start, please make yourself comfortable. Please have a seat, find the most comfortable seat for you. Silakan Bapak dan Ibu temukan tempat yang paling nyaman untuk kemudian nantinya akan menyimak jalannya diskusi panel pada siang hari ini. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we are ready in order to start the panel discussion this afternoon. And then it is my honor to invite the session chair. Please welcome the one and only, the chairman of Indonesia Halal Lifestyle Center, Professor Dr. Sapta Nirwandar.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah launching SGIE. Susah banget saya tuh kalau SGIE itu SGIE. Isya English teacher SGIE ya. 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 Yang saya tahu sego, gudeg, iwa, endok. Terus Pak Aris sego liwet, endok. SGIE dulu kan gitu. Daripada susah-susah. Has been successfully launched by our Vice President Republic of Indonesia, 13, and then also of the Minister. Now we're going to discuss more detail about the report, and of course also the impact of the report and how the report has been produced and etc. I think it's a time for you, this is Reem. Many of academicians here, practitioners. There's also expertise group from what we call MES, from IAE, from CNES, and also from the university. Thanks. I will invite you, Reem, please come forward to sitting to next to me. Give round of applause for Reem El Shafaki and Dato Amir Bukfik. These are representative regional hub Indonesia. And yeah, the busy ladies, Deputy of Bapenas, Bu Pivi. Ya, Bu Pivi, silakan Bu. Ini adalah yang hari ini bisa terjadi karena ini salah satu deputi juang ibu kita, Ibu Pivi. Terima kasih Bu Pivi. Thank you so much for your support and kindness to organize this very important event. And Bapak-bapak dan Ibu-ibu sekalian, ini adalah launching juga sekaligus juga mudah-mudahan masih global online yang hari ini masih ada. Jadi di mana-mana ada orang dengarkan ini. Baik, we are going to start, Reem. Yeah, just start with the simple question. What's the difference, the report, last report and then 2024-25 report? And what different analysis, different base, different fact, and then of course you underline about the social media and etc. What is the impact of social media to this report? And how a report can be really driving more and more valuable for economic, Sharia or Halal industry. Please, you can explain. You want to use some particular presentation? Yes, you can do. Just, ya, tolong Bobby asisten untuk Reem kalau dia perlu pakai apa namanya PowerPoint.
I can start even without the slides.
Yeah, you can start. No problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the report each year, it tracks the spending in the different sectors of the global Islamic economy globally, showing that it's growing, it's showing the potential. And then very importantly, each year, it tracks the signals of opportunity. What opportunities do we see? For example, this year, across all sectors, AI is coming up as a signal, but how to use it and what are the opportunities, what are the challenges? For example, in travel, that's the sector that I specialize in, and I'm the author of the travel chapter. So for example, AI can be used in the back end to predict demand and to analyze, for example, social media listening that can be done through AI. And
Reem, what is the AI? What's the AI?
artificial intelligence.
Okay. Because I'm from Sumatra, I spoke the AI is the II, different.
And to answer Pasapta in terms of this year, what's different in the social media listening that I mentioned earlier, it's unique. Each year we try to include a consumer perspective, and we either conduct focus groups or a survey, but we look at different generations. For example, one year we focus on Gen Zs, another year we compare different generations. So it's important to have that feel of the consumer, get a pulse of the consumer, because in the end, the businesses are serving consumers and they need to know what the consumers are demanding, what are their behaviors, what are their wants. This year, it was unique. We felt, given what's happening globally and given the crisis in Gaza, we already observed that there was a rise in brands, new brands, for example, alternatives to sodas that are alternative to Coke and Pepsi coming up in so many different countries. So we observed this phenomena, but we wanted to have concrete data and get a pulse of what consumers are saying over social media. And that's why we conducted the social media listening. And it showed very strongly, and even not only the sentiment was negative towards global brands, but we also tracked that global brands in OIC countries, their franchises in OIC countries lost, for example, such as McDonald's and Unilever, lost between 15 to 40% due to consumers avoiding them and looking for alternative brands.
This because related to the boycott or something, or they're really reluctant to reuse the what we call American product, something like that, or
Yeah, the consumers don't want to support companies that they feel are complicit with the genocide, that are not in line with our values. Why support them? Instead, we have beautiful local brands, Paragon, Wardah, for example, here in Indonesia.
I got it. Before I'm moving to Datuk, maybe I just want to make a vibrant of the what is the participant. Pak Mufti, Aris, ada yang mau tanya nggak, Marim? Please. Ada, please. You? Tanya aja sekarang modelnya lain. Ya. Wah, Miftah, ya. Siapa yang mau tanya? Silakan. Please, you have any question? Before we moving more and more deep ada report. Nggak ada? Pak Aris Mufti from Dewan Pakar, please. Kalau nggak Hasan Gaido. Silakan tanya Pak Aris. Pak Aris.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask you about your opinion about the decreasing buying from the and related with the genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. The question is why right now they are decreasing because they are related with the genocide, especially in Gaza.
Yeah. Decreasing of the power, purchasing power, because the genocide, etc. Why?
Yeah, I think consumers are finally realizing that they have the power to vote with their wallet. As sometimes as individuals, we feel powerless, but as a community as a whole, as an ummah, if we all decide we are only going to buy brands that are that align with our values, and consumers are starting to think that way, and especially we notice it in younger consumers who are digitally savvy, and in apps, for example, there's an app from the UK called Boycott, who you can go, check on the app and find alternative products. So consumers are feeling they are able in their own way to do their own little part. And this is helping support startups, small companies, helping them achieve success and gain strength.
Okay. Dr. Amin, then since you are an expert in the finance, right? How about the impact of the finance, especially for Indonesian sukuk and etc., after this problem of purchasing power? After the decreasing of the purchasing power because the genocide and etc.
Okay, first of all, I would like to express really my gratitude of being here with you today on behalf of the Islamic Development Bank and the launch of the State of the Global Islamic Economy report and the celebration also of the first decade of Indonesia Halal Lifestyle Center.
Thank you, Dr. Amir.
For Islamic Development Bank and access to finance, which your question is, and how does this affect? So we live in a very fastly moving world, technologically moving very fast, trends are moving very fast. And I think this report is really very timely for all of us to understand the potential of the Muslim world that we have and the direction that we may go. Actually, we live in a world and in a time where the member countries and also Muslim community in non-member countries, which I represent. I am myself a Bosnian, so we are not the OIC member country, but we are a Muslim community.
Are you a Bosnian?
I am a Bosnian, yes.
Same with
yes, and
ambassador.
I heard that you were in.
Oh, right. That you're part of the community Istiqlal in Bosnia Sarajevo, huh?
Actually,
sorry for
I'm very happy that you were in Sarajevo. I'm very happy that you were there, and I'm very happy that you were part of the Halal event in Sarajevo.
Yeah.
Actually, Sarajevo can be considered as a capital city of Islam in Europe overall, because it is the majority Muslim country with awareness on halal.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to your question on the effects on finance, I think Gaza and current situation is affecting all industries, including finance. And we can see the trends, like people are turning to products which are produced from the Muslim countries as their priority. They are also turning to Islamic finance. You can see that the trend of the growth of Islamic finance continues globally, which opens a new potential for all of us. It opens a new potential for digital sukuks, for funding and finance on both sides. So I would agree with the sister. I think this trend of Gaza is changing the paradigm overall, including finance. And people are more looking inwards and looking towards the Muslim world itself. So I think that's why a report is very timely, as I said. It is highlighting the potential that we have within in different industries, in different capacities. And we have no alternative than to turn to ourselves.
Yeah, Dr. Amit, I think I think you upload the presentation from sister that the investment, even investment in Indonesia is still higher than the other country. How we can maintain the level of investment for this year and the next year, according to the bank opinion, your bank opinion?
I see. I think also the instabilities in the Russia-Ukraine war and the instabilities in the Middle East brings a lot of investment opportunities for Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Far East. I think if you are well structured at this point of time, Indonesia has an enormous potential, has a huge potential to attract investments, to attract capital, because geographically you are far away from all the crisis spots, which are now in Europe with the Russia-Ukraine war, which are now the crisis in Gaza. So this brings you an opportunity of further attracting in years to come investments from the GCC, investments from Europe, investments from all over the world. I think you are rightly placed.
Balkan country?
Balkan countries, I think I am looking forward. We are very happy to have a Bosnian ambassador with us today. I think the bringing up the economies or closing the geographical gap which we have between Balkan and Southeast Asia is very important. There is a huge potential, especially in tourism, in halal, cosmetics, like the ambassador was mentioning. One of the Indonesian companies is going large in Balkans now, promoting Indonesian products. I think you have a huge potential in all Balkan countries, but it should be strategically and systematically approached.
Thank you, Dr. Amir. I think I will give chance to the Bu Nini. This is my friend from Economic Sharia. He's also very important lady. He's active in business Sharia also, right? Bu Nini. There, please, you.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much for the chance. I saw the growth is very high. I mean, especially for Muslim-friendly travel. I think maybe this is higher than the average growth of Indonesia. Is that right? And then I want to ask about what is the influence of the global war to the halal lifestyle? Is it becoming an opportunity or threat, or doesn't have any impact at all? And the second question is about how about the development of this halal lifestyle and your report concerning the US development of this Sharia and halal lifestyle? Thank you very much.
Thank you for your questions. First of all, these numbers are global. So this sizing in terms of spend, this is how much Muslims globally spend on travel. So this represents an opportunity for those, for example, in the travel sector. It's important to know the size of the market. And by the way, a lot of times investors come to us and they tell us, well, or not investors, startups that want to raise capital, they use the figures to show, oh, this is the modest fashion, this is the size of the modest fashion market globally. And of course, we can produce countrywide sizing, for example. So this is in terms of your first comment. And then in terms of global happenings affecting the sector, I think like everything else, the halal sector and the halal economy is a subset of the economy. So in general, if something affects the economy, for example, when COVID happened, it affected all of travel and not just halal travel. So likewise, in terms of what is happening, sometimes it is an opportunity, like we said, if consumers want to boycott large companies and support smaller companies, this is an opportunity. When COVID happened, companies started looking at nearshoring and having local production and not depending on not having their supply chains so far away. So global happenings definitely affect the economy. And in terms of your last questions, a question on the US, it is very timely because we are working with two organizations that are organizing a conference on North American Muslim markets in the US, in Dallas, Texas, in October. And we are producing a report for them on North American, so US and Canadian consumers and businesses. We launched the survey. So we're looking at consumers, consumer demand, what they are lacking, what they like, what are their consumption habits. And at the same time, we're looking at businesses and we're looking at nonprofits.
Thank you. Bu Nining, still? Yes.
Is this year or previous year? Or
This year,
next
October, it's planned for October.
This
Yes,
October.
and I can give you more information.
Thank
on
you.
it.
This October. And where's the
Yes.
place?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Thank
Yes.
you very much.
Oh, ini siap-siap nih. Siap-siap jadi ambasador Amerika ini kayaknya. Bu Indroyono. Bocoran. Okay, Bu Pivi, I think I will return to you. I think you already heard from from our speaker that the global economy, also the opportunity, the investment still, big chance and chance also for Indonesia. How you Bappenas can prepare in order to have a good plan, RPJPN, and good track and etc. Please.
Thank you for the question. Speaking of the halal lifestyle and also the Sharia economy, I think could be one of our source of growth for Indonesia in the future, because we've been stagnant for quite a long time as a middle income country. So we have prepared some strategy for economic transformations. So Indonesia still need to grow as high as possible, but cannot be as business as usual. We need to be cleaner. We need to be many aspects, including go with the Sharia economy. Actually, we already put into long-term development plan the strategy as well as the in the midterm development plan. And one of the target are actually to make Indonesia as the first positions for the SGIE in 2029.
Here from Deputy Bappenas, they asked only first rank. not second. You can beat Malaysia and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
No. Go ahead, Bu Pipi.
I think the opportunity is quite big. If we see the report, we have only a first rank for the fashions. Indonesia only the first rank on the fashion, but for others like
Modest fashion is number one, right?
yeah.
Yeah. You look
But
at
for the
a good example, Madam Pipi, fashionable with the that bring number one because of it. That all the here hijabers, yeah, is good looking. Eh? Yeah. Please do.
But I think we need to put more effort, particularly on we are the second on the pharmaceutical and cosmetics, as well as on the travel. So I think the room for improvement is belong to all of our effort here, working together. Not only talking about the rule and regulations, because the halal is actually more than that. It's a thriving to make a goodness of all of us, including the lifestyle. And in fact, it's about also a healthy lifestyle.
Bu Deputy, one thing is related with the target. The government under Pak Prabowo said the economic growth has to be 8%. Are you optimistic that the halal industry can contribute directly to this 8% until 2029, or only just 2 or 3%? I don't know. Please.
Yeah, considering the fourth populous country in the world, I believe that it's gonna be our engine to growth as a market as well as the producer. For the halal food, I think we are talking about the value. So we are talking about maybe back to the previous slide. There are a couple of effort that we siang industri sebelumnya.
Yeah.
Nah, there are some of development of ecosystem on the industrial estate. We could see here like in Bintan Inti Halal Hub, in West Java for Cikande Modern Industrial Estate. All of these speaking about how to applying the principles of the Shariahs as well as the halal. The other effort is also for innovative financing.
Pipi, there is no in Lampung for halal park. No, there is no halal industry in Lampung.
So that
Enggak ada ya Lampung. Oh.
We have around 24 actually, Pak, but applying and having a good example, I think we can bring other industrial park to be also the halal ecosystem industry.
Okay. I hope so that there one halal park in Lampung in my country, in my origin town, right? That's very good. Okay. The audience, there's one to ask what Bu Pipi have been stated about the economic growth 8% can be achieved. Yeah, until 2029. Of course, the contribution of halal industry, one of the resources, one important resources. Siapa mau tanya? Silakan, Pak Maria Siregar. Ada komen untuk Development Bank? Oh, ada, ya, ini mahasiswa dari. Silakan, please.
Okay, I'm Donna, PhD candidate in Halal Tourism, School of Business, IPB University, under supervision Prof. Satta Nirwandar. Thank you, Prof. My question, given Indonesia leading position in SGIE 2025 report of the modest fashion sector, and how does DinarStandard see the potential of cross-sectoral collaboration between modest fashion and halal tourism to enhance destination branding? Okay, number 2, does DinarStandard offer opportunity for research collaboration with PhD graduates or early career researchers, maybe particularly in the field of halal tourism marketing and competitive strategy of Southeast Asia halal destination?
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. The second one is her interest. Probably first thing, hijabs or modest fashion.
Fashion, yeah.
The question is, or for me or for you, Pasapta? Okay, sure. There's actually a lot of synergy between Muslim-friendly travel and modest fashion. And before, there are already fashion weeks that are promoted. There's the Jakarta Fashion Week, Dubai Fashion Week, and in other countries as well. And that's a great example of synergy between both. And here, for example, a lot of people, Muslims including, travel to a destination to enjoy it, but they also want to do some shopping. So this is an opportunity with Indonesia's ranking as #1 in modest fashion, and also it's an amazing destination to combine both as a shopping destination for modest fashion, especially, for example, travelers from the West who don't easily find modest fashion brands in the West, to come here and to enjoy some authentic, high quality fashion designs, and that's in terms of synergy.
I think, Donna, I agree with Reems. The modest fashion from Indonesia is really high quality and good taste, and also haute couture, what we call it, handmade, but it's a very good one. And a good example, I bring that, or I accompany the one of designer from Sumatera Barat, from Padang, from Pak Abdal City and Butila City. From Padang, Emi Ahlen, wow, that's impressed of the Bosnian and Serbian population there. That's good quality, and the shop even had Padang had kopiah. That's good one. Yeah, and that's not only for ladies, for the men also. Pak Dato' Amir, I bring that, and they asked me what is good quality, and the model, also the color is very colorful. All right, that's good. Okay, I think Pak Dato', yeah, just at the condition of has been mentioned by Bu Pipi about the target of 8% the growth for Indonesia. Yes.
So I wanted actually to comment on that. I think Indonesia, being the biggest, the largest, the most numerous Muslim country, and the biggest OIC member country, has a huge potential of being the leader when it comes to, for example, United States has Amazon, China has Alibaba. Why don't Indonesia create a platform for halal products where you can take the lead? Only with this kind of initiative, if you take a lead that your products will be accessible to Asia, Africa, this can affect your GDP and move maybe to the level of 8% growth or that impactful. So you must have a very strategic approach, and IDB can help a lot with this, because IDB has hubs all over Africa, Asia. It can help populate that platform. And actually, you may be having Indonesia or led halal Amazon platform, or like Alibaba, like led by China. You may also be the leader of halal platform. That your products can be accessible.
Yeah.
That what you said, your good fashion can be accessible in Balkans, in Turkey, in GCC, in Pakistan, Bangladesh. I think this is a huge potential that Indonesia can be, to lead the halal platform, the halal Alibaba or halal Amazon, led by Indonesia, and ISDB can be supported in this regard.
That's the ideas. That's very good ideas. The halal platform for Indonesia. What do you think, so there's any ideas about? We need also the marketplace, like many countries doing that marketplace, like in product from Dubai, etc. They have Lulu here, and from France there is Lafayette. From Korean there is also money marketplace. Why don't Indonesia build up one marketplace in Dubai, maybe in Korea, in the center of halal? What do you think?
But how we are moving, how the economy is moving now, we are moving digital.
Oh, yeah,
We are
digital.
moving digital. So now you have an opportunity. Whatever this platform that
Okay.
that can be an alternative to building up all your supermarkets. Actually, Lulu it's a Muslim Indian who is the owner of Lulu and developed in Dubai, Oman. The world is becoming smaller. And actually, we have to take advantage of the technology. You see, today's world, many things are changing because of the technology. Now, we should be on that edge. And Indonesia, being the most numerous, the biggest market in the Muslim country, you are number one in size. You should be the leader in the platform of halal. You should create a halal Amazon. It should be Indonesian tool, and ISDB can help you to populate that from Africa, from Nigeria, from Senegal, from Bangladesh, from Pakistan, from Balkan. We can play that role of facilitating you to create your platform. But your platform then can become an engine of growth. Only then halal industry will become affecting the GDP of Indonesia. Only then you will be going to 8%. This is my opinion, personal.
Okay, Bu Pipi, please give comment. This is an opportunity and good chance offer from ADB. They have to have the platform about halal industry digital like others example they had given.
Yeah, I'd like to put one point. I think it's super important for us that the digitalization could be our important role to accelerate our halal industry. And of course, all the ecosystem and the policies, not only for the platform, the digital platform, but also for traceability, digital traceability system that could transforming all the value chain of our industry, Pak.
Yeah, but this, of course, this is important for the traceability, etc. This one is more in commerce, like Amazon. They're the platform for Indonesia. Then ADB can help to market there to another country or like Bangladesh, not only Bangladesh, or also the SGIE and etc. etc. That is good, Bu. Since you are the deputy of digital.
Very welcome to for sure discuss further, but the potential, particularly from the startup who also dealing with the halal lifestyle and also the industry quite growing, Pak.
Yeah. Pak Putu from KNKS, you have any comment about the we atas Pak Dato Amir from IDB said that we need really platform in order to capture our market global to other. What do you think? That's good. I can signing MOU next week, right?
Thank you, Pak. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. That's very interesting, ya, Pak Dato. In KNKS, we have developed a platform for business matching, for financing. That's to help our MSME to get the financing. That's the first one. But I have a specific question, yeah, Pak Datuk and Bu Reem, regarding the Islamic finance. The score of Indonesia and Malaysia is very big, yeah. What
you mean the difference?
The difference, yeah. The difference between Indonesia and Malaysia is very huge. Is there any activity, initiative that can be our strategy to make the differences closer? What do you think about that? Thank you.
Yeah, I think the gap between Malaysia and Indonesia, especially for the report, the finance, and we have an application for the finance, SMEs, maybe can add for the,
Islamic finance is not my area of specialization. I have to connect you with my colleague, Najmul of the Islamic, that's his sector. We, as mentioned, we are a team of 20 plus on this report, and we each have our specializations. Mine is travel.
Big reason why there's big gap. Maybe not detail about it. technically. But what's the big reason, the difference between Malaysia and Indonesia? Maybe you can help.
Okay,
that can help.
If I think when it comes to Islamic finance, Malaysia has a very long period that they entered this area. It is led by government. Government is initiating these processes for decades now. And this comes as a result. If you go to Malaysian bank, for example, and you open an account, automatically they will be opening you an Islamic account, unless you ask differently.
So
the growth, Islamic first. So your account, when you go to the bank in Malaysia, you say,
Then
"I want to
Islamic
open
first,
an
and
Islamic
second is
first."
Bosnian.
Second is Indonesia.
Bosnian.
I'm wearing batik. I am not a Bosnian. Today I am Indonesian. I come from Java, Central Java. But I want to say the result of I lived in Malaysia for 5 years, and I have been all my life linked with Malaysia. In Malaysia, it's a very comprehensive approach of integrating the whole market into Islamic finance. The fact of Islamic first regulation, that means you go to any bank, you want to open an account, automatically they will be opening you Islamic finance account. So unless you ask that you don't want Islamic finance, only then you will be open another account. So automatically it is Islamic finance.
So there is any incentive for that for the client, customer?
This depends from bank to bank.
Okay.
You know, if they have incentives or not, this depends on the practice of different banks. But as far as government is concerned, the regulation, it is regulated this way, that Islamic finance comes first. So that is the way to bridge that gap. I think you should follow the model of Malaysia when it comes to Islamic finance. If you want to increase the numbers of Islamic finance share in the market.
Thank you, Dato. That's very good explanation. That's real one tuh, Pak. Jadi jangan komplain aja lah, beda. Ya, otomatis kita susah. Digeber-geber ya susah. Ya, karena KNS-nya itu Dato Amir, Tuh Emir, kurang giat kayaknya. Sama Abdal pindah tempat. Terus juga satu ya. Perbankan tadi perbedaannya begitu. Pariwisata kita masih ribut aja soal halal haram, halal definisi Muslim friendly halal segala. Orang udah naik kapal pesiar 40 juta ke Phuket. Phuket itu saya sendiri sama kebetulan sama nyonya tuh, kalau enggak kan ngeri juga Phuket. Antara sajadah sama haram jadah tipis bedanya. Tapi Islamic Cruise jalan ke situ. Karena kita tidak ke tujuan wisata yang tidak dibenarkan itu. Itu kalau saya kebetulan belajar banyak di Minang juga dikit. Itu Pak Buya Hamka dia bilang. Kata Buya Hamka, dia dikomplain, kenapa di Jeddah itu banyak sekali yang nggak betul? Buya Hamka jawabnya apa? Saya baru pulang dari New York, saya nggak temu di New York gak ada apa-apa. Kenapa? Ya saya nggak cari. Nah, jadi kalau nggak nyari ya nggak ketemu gitu. Jadi kita naik kapal pesiar. I just make a story about the cruise ship. I've been invited to enjoy this cruise ship in Malaysia to Phuket. Phuket is the best destination. It's more than Bali for entertainment. Yeah, that with Bandung set or Bandung style. Between sajadah or prayer and haram jadah is too close. Too close. Then astagfirullah first and second, then we can see. But we are not going to the beach. We are going to the pesantren. We have also the halal food, tom yum, and etc. We don't try to find something different than halal. That's fine, but even 3,000 passenger, the Islamic cruises only 400 passenger. They give special for room in the special restaurant, etc. That organized by Halal Islamic tourism in your country, Malaysia? Tuh Pak, 2. Jadi jangan, kalau belum nomor 1 ya sabar, harus memperbaiki dulu. Pada tuh dari Maruroh tuh, dari pariwisata. Dan ribut definisi aja. Oke, give one chance Bu Murni, silakan Profesor dari itu satu lagi, kalau satu lagi ada 2, 1, udah itu kita akan tutup karena ini jam siang, jam zuhur. Silakan Bu. Mic buat Profesor dari Bogor. Silakan, hand. Tolong ditujukan ke siapa?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, Pak Sabta.
Berdiri dong, biar kelihatan modus fashionnya.
Oh, okay.
Ini brandnya dari Dian Pelangi atau Sisesa?
Yeah, the most expensive brand that actually.
Yeah, this is the most expensive brand. This is Sabta brand.
Thank you, Sister Reem. I remember that when you interviewed me last November about the global megatrends and in conjunctions with your research with the ISDB. And I'm curious to know how the ISDB actually would like to use that input on how the geopolitical technology advancements and etc. on how to shape the halal industry in the world, especially in the OIC member countries. And of course, Brother Emir, that is actually, we talk about the ISDB's priorities. You mentioned about the financing as well, and about other, the focus on the halal industry, not only Islamic finance, but also other sectors that we have actually discussed. And again, in Indonesia, Bu Vivi, we would like to know more about how the literacy that has been quite challenging in Indonesia, and also the terminology. We understand that we use Sharia, we use Islamic, we use Bank Syariah, we use Bank Islam, we use makanan halal or pariwisata Muslim, pariwisata halal. So this all mixing, and then perhaps DinarStandard do not catch these terminologies.
Okay.
And perhaps that's kind of actual questions that each of you. Thank you.
Yeah, Reem, that's your. There is any standard?
Is it a question for me or
Yeah,
Dr. Palmer? So the study that you are referring to, that was for internal strategy, ISDB's internal strategy for their next strategy for the next 5 to 10 years. And in terms of what you mentioned for the terminology, mixing of terminology, I feel that is much needed, having a clear definition. And for example, I can mention in travel, some countries use the term, or some individuals use the term halal travel, whereas others use, I know initially in Indonesia, you were using the term Sharia compliant travel, and that was at first, and that was too strict. And then you started using more halal travel or Muslim friendly travel. So in general, it's important to have clear definitions of what is halal, what is Sharia compliant, what is Muslim friendly, and there are efforts to have certification for example, SMEEC have certifications for travel, for the hospitality sector, and they're expanding into others, and that helps define what is meant by the term, and that way consumers from different parts of the world, they know what to expect. They know if something is Muslim friendly, that means maybe not everything is halal. If you're in Europe and there's a Muslim friendly hotel, that's different than being in Indonesia and having a Muslim friendly or a halal hotel.
Okay, thank you, Reem. Maybe you can share, Dr. Amir.
Yeah, for Islamic Development Bank, before coming to Jakarta hub, I used to be Director General of Global Practices and Partnerships. Under this, we have Halal, which is actually in Jakarta, we have a hub. Our hub is for Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei. But in Malaysia, we have Center of Excellence, which is looking at the halal. One of the main components that they are looking at the halal practices in different industries and how this can be transferred to other parts of the world. IDB is the only multilateral development bank that is fully owned by the Global South. So what we are trying to do is seeing best practices, what Indonesia has that we can share with Senegal, what Indonesia has we can share with Nigeria, what Malaysia has that we can share with Pakistan. We are learning from each other, and we have a special mechanism for that called reverse linkage. So we are taking best practices in one country to another from different, not only from food or finance, all aspects of halal. So this is being managed for us from Kuala Lumpur office of Center of Excellence. So we are comprehensively studying and looking at the halal industry in different aspects and seeing how we can support. I can give you an example. We are now from Malaysia setting up the halal ecosystem in Uganda. I was part of this initiative. In Uganda, we are looking and mapping all the halal potential, digitalizing it, and it is all being done by Malaysian companies, and it is being funded by Islamic Development Bank.
Okay.
So we can do the same for Indonesia in different parts of the world, in both directions, because that's why I say we are Global South. We don't have from the North. We are learning from each other, the best practices.
Thank you, Dr. Amir from IDB. Bu Pipi, ada komen?
3 points. I think the report like the SGIE is really educate us about where we are and how big the potential that we have. The second, I think there are many room for improvement for our regulations framework as well as on the institutional framework. I think Pak Sapta already mentioned about the strengthening the institutional for the Sharia economy. That's one way, but I think a lot of things to be done for improving the regulatory as well as the institutional. One of it is to also put us in the same language about the definitions or the difference. Third is on the ecosystem. From the report, we can learn from other countries. We are not declining from the report. We are stagnant, but other country is accelerating. So I think we have to.
Bu Pipi, it's not stable.
Stable. The same position, but so we can learn from other country as a benchmarking about what they've done, and of course I believe the first positions by within the three years would be not only a dream.
Thank you, Bu Pipi. That's very good. Only just I would like to add, Bu Murni, for the definition. One definition is not debatable, halal, because it's Al-Baqarah. That's why I use halal tourism. You want change halal food to Muslim-friendly food or cosmetic-friendly Muslim? No, cosmetic halal. Halal is the word choice by Al-Baqarah 168. Wah, berani lo. Berani. Tepuk tangan buat IHLC. Siapa yang nggak tepuk tangan tidak boleh makan siang. Okay, I think we come to the end of this very interesting discussion and also fruitful from the report and also from IDB, from Bu Pipi, from Babnas. And I need 1 minute each to closing statement. Like in television, you have the closing statement. I start from Bu Pipi. Silakan, apa harapannya the closing statement or closing remark? I don't know. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Speaking of the halal, I think it's about everything is allowed. Doesn't mean only about the regulation, right?
Yes.
So it's about the lifestyle, and of course, we envision all of us want to be healthy, and I think it's on the way to be healthy living.
Nope.
So let's together.
Thank you. That's what.
I'm not prepared for this, but let me try.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As a Bosnian people, you should.
I will. What I believe that the number of Muslims in the world is increasing. So the halal
2 billion
market is there. It's a reality. We may be part of it or not. We are, as consumers, we are there. But as producers, that's the challenge. That we really have to enhance entrepreneurship. We have to enhance competitiveness among our younger generation. We have to teach. I'm trying to propose to Indonesia Ministry of Education to have competition in negotiations. Competitions, you have to be more, to want more, to strive more. This is really very, very important. Otherwise, we will, as Halal, we will always be a market. The question is, can we be a producer? I will tell you a little story if you give me 30 seconds extra.
You have to tell to Pak Prabowo that we will not be a market, we have to be producer.
My son lives in Manchester. And I went with him and he goes for a doner, the doner shop. And there is a big sign, Halal. And he says, I always go here. And I see the shop is Greek. So I was surprised in Manchester, Greek selling halal. There's no connection. So my wife wears hijab. I said, please, you stay aside. Go there because you cannot recognize me when I come, who I am. So I go to a Greek shop. And I said, my son, come, because he also, you cannot recognize him. Two of us entered the shop. And I said, I want pork. They look at me, say, yes, yes, we have. I said to my son, you see, you come here, go to the Muslim restaurant. So there is no guarantee, actually, that halal, there will be halal sign, there will be attempts, but only genuine halal industry, we must take part of it as Muslims. We cannot only be market. We have to be entrepreneurs. And nobody will do that for us. We have to be entrepreneurs.
Okay. I think there's the role of BPJPH to make sure the halal certification, that halal should be compliance. In Malaysia, you have a fine if you're finding something not halal, right? The selling has to be real halal from end to end, from slaughtering until the packaging. That we call jaminan produk halal compliance regulation. Okay, Bu?
Well, I really like what Datuk Hammer said in terms of taking ownership and really feeling proud of our identity as Muslims and proud of what we can do in our own space and not feeling like we have to be Western. We can create, and in Indonesia, it's very energizing to see a lot of entrepreneurship in Indonesia, which is great. Young entrepreneurs in different sectors, and I feel this is very reassuring. And I want to conclude and say I'm very happy to be here in Indonesia today. It's my first time, and it's amazing to see all the energy in the room and the whole event and all the excitement. I can just see the people of Indonesia have so much potential.
Yeah, you see, Indonesia is very dynamic. Jakarta. Yesterday is a big rainy, right? And this morning, no rain because rain is coming here. Okay. Bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu sekalian, and the last from IISA, of course, would like to thank deeply to the Bapanas to give the chance, the facility or this for very good gathering. I'm so sorry because many friends complain me because there is no sitting enough. Why? Because yes, as usual in Indonesia, reservation s'il vous plaît, but sometimes it's no reservation, so s'il vous plaît. There is no reservation. We don't know exactly how many people will come. Okay, no problem, but they're happy anyway because they can have barcode by you, for the report, the barcode. You can screening the barcode and have the report. And thank you for the Bapanas really, to support the NGOs. Even actually it's a period pahe. Pahe-pahenya Bappenas lumayan juga. Gitu. Pak Emir ketawa. Kalau pahenya KNKS lain lagi. Ya. And we also thank you for Ismi and Haikal. You have to, kau yang memulai, kau yang mengakhiri. Jadi kau close juga dengan lagu. Ya. Dan kita mengucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi. Kita dengar lagu dan setelah itu kita we have a lunch special over from Bappenas and guarantee 100% halal. No problem. Yeah, because already inspection by BPJPH. Yeah, halal. Yeah, okay. And thank you again for all friends here. This is all friends, the halal supporter, and masyarakat ekonomi syarah, IIA, dan also others, ICMI, and etc. They were together in order to really move on for the halal industry. Ya, Bayu, jangan panjang-panjang. Kita dengar lagu yang penting. Sudah itu siapkan makan siang yang paling enak. Okay? Thank you again, Reem. And then I hear you want to go to Lombok ya? It's good place to Lombok. Mau lihat halal tourism di sana, ya. Nanti kita simpen di pantai Sanggigi Beach. Oke. Alhamdulillah kita tutup. Alhamdulillah wasyukurillah atasnya. Terima kasih sekali lagi buat teman-teman semua yang hadir. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.